The following program is not for children. Selina Kyle has to be one of the most inconsistently adapted characters in DC medium because, yes, she does appear a lot, but she's usually either only used for her appearance or her gimmick of being a cat burglar and nothing else. She and Batman have one of, if not the best relationship in comic book history that is very emotionally tied, with Selina originally being an orphan and a prostitute that was abused by a pimp growing up on the streets of Gotham with a crime boss dad. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne was more privileged, but at the same time, he didn't have any parents and was emotionally alone and isolated for years on end. So these two coming together with Selina proving to Bruce that not every criminal is just evil, and Bruce proving to Selina that not every rich person is harmful, creates a really nice contrast and a really nice pairing of opposites attract. Amazing creators like Jim Ballard managed to define her alongside Frank Miller and her own solo series back in the 90s, where she was still as sexy as ever, but she was independent, she was strong, and she proved that yes, she can in fact hold her own series without Batman. Now, despite being as old as Batman, Robin, and Joker, she for some reason has not gotten her own anime series, which I deadass just do not understand why. Like, there's literally just no excuse at this point. Same thing goes for Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl, and Flash. Like, bro, get them anime series. Like, why we need a fucking Joker anime? Okay, rant for another day. But what I want to focus on is B-Task and their failure to make her into the proper version. Because B-Task is known for defining a lot of characters, giving us Mark Hamill's Joker, inventing Harley Quinn, and the modern day versions of Mr. Freeze, Mad Hatter, Clayface, and Two-Face. Two-Face and Clayface especially were goddamn messes in the books, but the show simplified and defined them. So with a character as iconic as Catwoman being as old as Batman and Joker, as well as this being the best comic book romance, you'd think they would adapt it perfectly and create one of the best pairings ever. No, they don't. Okay, so first things first, Catwoman's origin is severely gone. Where is her abusive cry boss dad? Like, where is Harley Robinson? Like, I guess it's Saturday morning cartoon, so he didn't want to do the prostitute backstory or adapt Carmine Falcone for whatever reason. Sure, that's fine. But she just has no backstory. Here she's a socialite who is an animal rights activist, which they barely do anything with, who steals to fund her endeavors. And yeah, that's it. Literally, all the other villains get backstories. Two-Face, Clayface, Mr. Freeze, Man-Bat. Why can't Batman's best love interest get a damn backstory? I don't know. Like, bro, even Rachel Al Ghul got an episode. That's just tip of the iceberg for this, because Selina, just like Felicia, has a problem with not having a backstory. Anyway, so she uses a pet cat named Isis to commit robberies more delicately. However, they get caught by the Batman, and another issue too is the nerfing. Catwoman is so nerfed in this series, it is insane. Like, she can never win a fight for herself. Like, she gets kidnapped multiple times by Jokers, Ventriloquist, Scarface, and Harley Quinn, and some random ass scientist guy. Selina Kyle is able to be toe-to-toe, if not better or on par with Batman, whooping his ass and whooping the ass of his villains. She is not to be fucked with. There's a reason why Batman is bottom and she is the top, and everyone else is her bitch. Anyway, so the episode goes on with the same shenanigans of Batman chasing Catwoman, Bruce Wayne going on his boring dates with Selina Kyle. There's one-dimensional villain made for this episode named Red Claw shows up, and she wants to like destroy the environment for some shit. they defeat her, and Selena goes to jail because of her robberies as Catwoman. Fast forward to Cat Scratch Fever, where she is having an existential crisis because the court sentenced her to probation and not to be Catwoman unless she wants jail time. However, her cat Isis gets kidnapped by an evil businessman named Roland Daggett, the guy who created Clayface in this universe, and as suspected, she gets the titular Cat Scratch Fever. She tries to save Isis, but gets arrested. Bruce Wayne bails her out, and she's like, Bruce, I love you, but as a friend, and he understands. But afterwards, she didn't contract the Cat Scratch Fever herself, so now Bruce needs to defeat Roland Daggett, save Isis, and prove to Selena that he loves her. Again, nerfing aside, this episode does have the best Selena Kyle moment in the entire series, where Batman lowers Isis's basket into her window. He jumps into her arms, and then she grabs and kisses him, and then she thanks whoever did this. And then you go up and see that it was Batman who did it. So, we had a rocky first episode, but a decent second episode where we see that she does in fact have emotions and is caring, just like her comic book counterparts. So, will they go with this? They do nothing with it. Okay, so Catwalk. Selena is feeling isolated in Cage because of her past as Catwoman and the fact that she feels empty inside. Bruce Wayne comes in, tries to talk to her, and okay, you usually think that this is where Bruce is going to reach out, because Selena and Bruce do tend to go to therapy a lot in the comics, despite what people say they don't. However, she gets kidnapped again by ventriloquist and Scarface into becoming Catwoman again and doing robbings for them. Yes, again, she got kidnapped by a schizophrenic old man with a Chucky doll. The nerfing is so bad, bro. Anyway, so she commits robberies for them despite the fucking nerfing. And surprise of all surprises, ventriloquist and Scarface betray her. Batman catches her thinking that she's robbing something, but she actually hears her team up with them. And then, giant violation. In this and her next episode, Catgirl returns. She tries to kill ventriloquist and Scarface, and she tries to kill Roland Daggett. So many people do not understand the no-kill rule and why it is so important. So many idiots are just like, Batman should kill his villains. Well, they should actually do this. Look. Selena Kyle emphasizes with the villains, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy especially, why y'all think they're friends? Batman doesn't kill his villains because if he does, he's no better than they are, or he's no better than Joe Chill, who took away his parents. Selena exists to show Batman that not all criminals are evil, and they lock in on this. Why y'all think they teach the same thing to the Bat family? Why do y'all think they try to get Jason Todd to do it and go back to the no-kill rule? The no-kill rule exists for a reason. Batman and Catwoman are not the Punisher. They don't fucking do that. It is not their place to be judge, jury, god, and executioner. And Selena, who emphasizes with the villains breaking the no-kill rule, makes no fucking sense. Because if that's the case, then in that case, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy should have been dead instead of being her friends. You see why the no-kill rule matters? Ugh. Anyway, so no backstory, they ruin her relationship with Batman, and they violate the no-kill rule. Well, maybe the new Batman Avengers can do something good. No, it doesn't. Okay, so first off, the character design is a massive downgrade when compared to the original. For some reason, she's pale white, even though she's still a regular white person here, so it makes no sense why it looks like this when it's in a mask. She's too black with no detail, which blends into the darkness. She's way too shorter, which Catwoman is a short stack, and I do like that size comparison compared to Batman because it makes her feel more cuter. But still, White Poison Ivy, she looks way too young. This relationship is so broken with them being a bitter old couple that hates each other. And not only that, the biggest sin of this era of Catwoman, who in the name of God agreeing with this god awful Catwoman igniting bullshit? The people who defend this, I swear to God. Ooh, well, they're all adults, so what's the problem? Oh, it's in the comics. Here's here on page. Stepmother, stepson, right hand man, and golden child of the fucking stepfather. Stepmother is the girlfriend slash wife of the stepfather. Are you getting what the problem is here? And Selena knew Dick since he was a little boy. Look, bro, it's the same thing with Batman Batgirl. Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson are in their early 20s, and Selena and Bruce, while really attractive, are pushing their fucking 40s. Not only that, but Nightwing and Barbara are still in college in this series, so it looks especially bad. I hate this relationship. It feels like a corn skit, and it makes the best Bat family member look like a groomer. And so many people think that Selena is like actually like that, and it's actually just one dough and likes money. I beg you guys, please read her comics, or please check out more modern iterations of Selena Kyle, where she's actually fully fleshed out like the Long Halloween. Not only that, but DC needs to give her an animated series, because there was no excuse for this at this point. With all this publication history, and her being as old as the Batman himself, there was no reason for her to be adapted this poorly on a consistent basis.